This is the Russian Dynamite, Masha Slamovich.
Becca here.
This is not America's Sweetheart, Davian. And
It's Billy Starks. And
the super fly guy, Trayvon Jordan.
This is the fly side flyer, Jalen Brandon.
Hardcore Princess, Jules Malone.
Hi there, this is the Bubblegum Princess, Alexia Nicole.
This is the Brazilian Wonder Woman, Christy James. This is the baddest black belt, Janai Kai.
This is Kid Bandit.
The smash hit Joel Bateman.
This is Robin Renegade.
Cody Hawk.
Brutal Bob Evans. And you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment, one of my favorite podcasts in the whole wide world.
I am Nord Ironhide, and this is Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hello, and welcome to the show where it's Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today, the trusted choice for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I'm, of course, your host, James J., and it's a great day for wrestling, because we are wrestling with Nord Ironhide.
How's it going? Thank you so much for having me on. This is an amazing opportunity.
Absolutely, and we're happy to have you on as well. Can you tell us where we can find you next, event-wise?
Absolutely. So next I'm going to be at AAPW on Heatwave on Saturday, or January the 6th, Saturday. It's going to be a lot of fun. Then we're going to go over to Baracho on the 7th, and then right after that we got Death in the Family on the 14th. It's going to be one hell of a ride.
All right. The next month is looking pretty busy.
Absolutely. Things are picking up steam, and we're rolling fast.
Hell yeah. And where can we find you on social media and merchandise?
You can find me at Nord Ironhide on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook.
And merchandise?
Not yet. No, we don't have any online stores at the moment. We are working on something in the progress. Sadly, if you do want merch, you just got to come out to the shows. We'll be there.
All right.
We got some T-shirts. We're working on some beanies right now. We've got some stickers and some photos. It's a great time.
All right. So book your ticket to Texas. Go to an AAPW show, and you could get merchandise.
Absolutely.
And of course, all of the links to all his social media will be in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox. All right, let's get into it. You work for AAPW. Can you tell us about your relationship with the company and the man in charge, Papa Don?
Yeah, Papa Don, he's a great man. He's helped me out a lot in life. I kind of fell into AAPW about 2-3 years back. Was just kind of a shell of a man, really, and he brought me in, he brought me up, showed me how to get things done, and how to be a man. Really, he's an amazing guy. I really owe it all to him.
When you say a shell, could you maybe elaborate on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So right before So about 3 years ago, I knew nothing about wrestling. I didn't watch wrestling as a kid. I didn't watch it as a teenager, as a young adult, nothing like that. When I turned about 19 years old, I thought it would be a great idea to join the United States Marine Corps. And dealing with some issues there, I didn't last very long. All praise to our brothers and sisters at the Corps and everyone else in the United States military. Praise to them. I couldn't hack it. So I landed myself in Texas, and I just walked through his doors, and he just kind of built me up from there. Helped me build my confidence, helped me build my what it means and how to be a man. Kind of teaching me a lot of life lessons. Really, really owe a lot to that man.
Kind of seems serendipitous, no?
What do you mean?
I mean, you're, like you said, you kind of, at a low point, and then you just kind of walk into the doors of AAPW, not necessarily knowing anything about wrestling, and, it obviously has become a big part of your life.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been 3 years of nonstop, every other day, going and training, taking my body to its limit and going through it.
Having only been in the wrestling business for 3 years with no prior knowledge of pro wrestling, what would you say is kind of some of the advantages and disadvantages that you kind of have, maybe not being as knowledgeable as, obviously somebody that's watched the product their entire life?
Well, so I was a theater kid, and I did a lot of gymnastics when I was younger as well. So like that really helped me in a lot of different spaces, learning different moves, and getting like the psychology down for character wises and stuff like that. But it was a tough challenge to have to go and learn all these people's names and learn who came before me and who paved the road that I now walk. It was a tough struggle, because I was starting from nothing, and I didn't know anything about the history of wrestling. I definitely didn't know anything about the history of Texas wrestling, because we have so many legends who just come out of the state. And when I first started, like my very first class at AAPW, I had no idea who these people were talking about. I had no idea what these guys were saying when they were talking about moves. I had no idea. And I really just had to buckle down and just start watching the product and just watching every single kind of wrestling I can. I do have a favorite wrestler. I did get to watch one show before I walked in through those doors at AAPW, and that was Dimitri Alexandra's and CJC's match at AAPW. And as soon as I saw that match, I just completely fell in love with wrestling. I loved how they told stories in that ring, not with words, but with their body movement, telling people, making them feel the kind of way that they want them to feel. And I just, yeah, that's really it. It's just I saw that match and I was like, that's exactly what I want to go do. And I just have been pushing myself to do that kind of wrestling. And I'm finally at the point where I'm getting booked at places like Death in the Family, where I can tell those kinds of stories, where I can make those moments and make the crowd feel that type of way. It's an amazing feeling.
And let's talk about that. You recently made your debut in I should say your death match debut. Your first death match. Obviously everybody has their reasons for getting into pro wrestling, but what kind of made you want to do, death match pro wrestling? Was it that match that you just mentioned?
It was, yeah, no, it really was. As soon as I saw wrestling and as soon as I saw it in that kind of form, and I just saw the love and the passion for wrestling with those two men in that ring that night, I fell in love, and I wanted to make other people feel the type of love that I feel for wrestling by watching my matches and watching those other kinds of matches as well. I'm a big fan of hardcore wrestling and deathcore wrestling. Like it is the only thing that I really want to do. Like, don't get me wrong, I love a good structured match. But if you're like, hey, we're gonna throw in some tables, we're gonna throw in some chairs, we're gonna throw in some barbed wire, hell yes, give me more.
So it's safe to say that Dimitri is one of the people high on your to wrestle list.
Absolutely, yes.
How was that first step match for you? What was that experience like?
Oh, it was so amazing. It was honestly one of my best nights I think I've ever had. Because first off, everyone was so welcoming. Everyone was so friendly and so cheerful. And at that point in time, when I came to, I'd been to a couple other Death in the Family shows as well. So I kind of knew the people who hang around there, and it was a great night. And what's even better about this, I actually got to share that night with my tag partner Lincoln Fury. Amazing guy, Lincoln Fury. And me and him, we had one hell of a time that night. It was so amazing.
So, I mean, obviously, when it comes to deathmatch wrestling, there's a lot of different, let's call them toys. Is there something that you're looking forward to doing in a deathmatch? And is there something that you're like, yeah, I'm not going to be taking that?
I don't think there will ever be something that I strictly say, no, I'm not going to take that. I'm still very much so young in this wrestling career of mine.
Right.
So maybe down the line I'll find something where I'm just like, that's not my thing, man. I don't care for that. There is, so actually it's a funny reason why you bring that up though on your second point. That night, that Death in that show, I was actually I went through a table that night. Well, it was really a door popped up between two chairs. And that was supposed to go a little bit differently because there was supposed to be light tubes on that table. And you can see it on camera. I set up the table, and I am looking for these light tubes that I was told previously. I was like, hey, there's going to be light tubes on the stage. They're going to be right there for you. And they just weren't. For some reason, whoever was bringing out the gear that night, the toys, as you said, they just completely forgot the light tubes. So that is high on my bucket list to go through or get thrown at with light tubes. I really wanted those light tubes just to make that one moment so much more special and so much more just powerful. I really wanted that. Sadly, it didn't happen, but we do have Death in the Family on July 12th. So, maybe then I get to go through some light tubes. I'm pretty excited for that.
Hell yeah. It's weird to say that I'm excited for you to put your body through that. But for wrestling, I guess.
Absolutely. It's all for love of the game.
Right. Well, obviously, that's what you're doing right now. Obviously, you deathmatch wrestling. But let's kind of go a little bit more back to the beginning. Your graduation. I know Papa Don loves his gauntlet graduation matches. So what was your gauntlet graduation match like?
Ooh. I can probably sum up my graduation in 2 words. Well, actually, I need 4 words for it. It was hell. It was hell on earth. And then it was one of the most amazing nights of my life for 2 reasons. First off, I got to go first in my graduation. Normally at AAPW, when Pops graduates someone, he graduates 2 people at a time, built the full class. And I got in there and I got my ass kicked. I was busted up. I was bruised. I was bleeding a little bit. It was an amazing time. And it got down to the wire where we had about 5 people left. And some of my closest friends and family got in that ring and kicked my ass. They gave it to me. They didn't hold back anything. And a man who I really aspire to be to, one of the persons who taught me a lot in this business, his name was Warsaw.
Yeah.
Previously to my graduation, I had a match with King Cortez where I went through 2 tables onto the concrete. And I messed my back up pretty well. And I actually had stopped wrestling for about 4 weeks. And it was really messing with my head. And none of the love that I had for the business ever went away in that period of time. And the only thing that I wanted to do was just get back into wrestling, but my body couldn't handle it. And so I finally, after those 4 weeks of just healing and doing physical therapy and just getting it worked on, I was finally able to get back into classes. And then I got to my graduation. And Warsaw, he pulled me out of the ring, which is a big no-no, because in graduation, there's only 2 rules. It's he can't get pinned, and he can't leave the ring. Well, Warsaw broke that rule by throwing me outside of the ring, which scared me really, really badly, because I was like, did I just fail? Did this just make it fail? And no, everyone around us, everyone at AAP, all the students, all the family, everyone there were just cheering me on. And Pops didn't stop it at all. And Warsaw picked me up for a body slam, and he slammed me on the concrete. And then he picked me up again, and he gave me another body slam onto the concrete. And that fucking hurt. Oh, it was so much pain. But then he rolled me back in there, and I got up, and I think I gave him like 3 to 4 different claymores. And then I pinned him. And then I got to have one of the most magical moments in my life as Papa Don walked up to me with a bottle of water and told me that I am a graduate of AAPW and that I can now call myself a professional wrestler. But along with that, I had one other magical moment that night, and that was when, in that same very ring where I just spent the past 54 minutes getting my ass completely kicked around every single corner of that ring, I pulled in my girlfriend into that ring, and I got down on one knee and I proposed to her right then and there in front of all of my family, in front of all my friends, and in front of everyone who I would call a brother and sister. And it was such a magical moment.
I could definitely say, yeah, it seems like it was a really big day for you.
Absolutely it was.
Had you planned to do that night, or was you just kind of feeling this is the right moment to pop the question?
Oh, I was planning it. I had cleared it with Papa Don earlier that day, and I actually had tricked her. I had her and her family go up to her before we left for the school that night, and was like, "Hey, you should get your hair done. You should wear this pretty outfit and everything like that." And she just thought, it's his graduation. It's a special moment. Why not look my best? And she had no idea. Absolutely none. I had the ring hidden away in a buddy of mine's pocket at the time. And it was such a magical moment.
It's lucky he didn't lose the ring, because that would have ended badly.
It definitely would have been bad if he lost the ring.
But I mean,
although I think with a ring or without a ring, I still would have done it, and I still would have got down on one knee and proposed her that day.
hell yeah. And I mean, physically, how was you feeling? Like you said, and 55 minutes in the ring, that's practically unheard for, indie wrestlers to do. And, just to keep continuously wrestling for that long, so early in your career as well.
It was tough. I think I have it on camera somewhere, but I had made the mistake. So right after Papa Don had told me that I am now a professional wrestler, I took a sip of water, and that was the wrong move to do, because I accidentally actually threw up immediately after that. As soon as that water hit my lips, I was just like, nope. I threw up, and then I pulled her in there, and then I proposed her. It's hard remembering it because it's so fuzzy sometimes. Because you're just in there with every single person getting a turn, just to hop in there with you, and you just got to work on the fly. You got to call it to them, and they got to call it to you. And it's a surreal moment, because sometimes you get to a point where you're around the 25th person and you're thinking to yourself, how much do I really have left in the gas tank to go? And you're hoping that the next guy who hops in is just the last person. And it never is. It never is. But I will say this, at some point you do catch a second wind. Like, it is, with everyone cheering and everyone telling you to keep going, there's so much momentum and there's so much love and passion in the air that it keeps you going.
Hell yeah. And you mentioned Warsaw, being kind of maybe antagonistic in that match. it's not your only encounter with Warsaw. You've
It
had
is not.
you've had quite the rivalry with Masterclass, no?
Yes. Me and my tag partner, Lincoln Fury, for, I want to say about 2 to 3 months, it was just back-to-back nights where we were going up against Masterclass, and we were winning, but they were cheating. They were just ending every single match on a DQ and just kicking us out of the building, and it hurt. It hurt so bad. So when Stewie finally gave me an out and finally gave me what I was worth and gave me a payday, I took it. I do feel bad about that. I do sometimes wish that I hadn't taken that money and I hadn't broken that trust with Fury.
Well, let's talk about him. Lincoln Fury, your tag team partner. I do believe that you're a bit, on the outs right now. But can you tell us about your tag team with him?
Me and Fury have a very love-hate relationship. I I love everything that me and him do in that ring together. I truly, truly do. Me and him, we have such great chemistry. Every time where I need him to be, he's there. Every time that he needs me to be somewhere, I'm right there, helping him out. And me and him, even though at AAPW we have our differences, and we're gonna settle it pretty soon. Pretty soon, me and him are gonna get to the point where we've had enough. But he still has my back. Like at Contender Series, he had my back against Apollo Gold and Duke Fairfax. We didn't walk home. We didn't walk home that night with the win, but we definitely had the heart of the crowd that night.
So it seems like obviously there's some tension, but you can still, work together. Do you think that having this match with him is going to resolve your issues, or do you think that it might make things worse?
It might make things a little bit worse, but me and him, we're brothers. Well, brothers fight, but at the end of the day, we still come back together and fight again another day. But I don't know. I truly don't. After this match at AAPW, we could be seeing a new side of Iron Fury in these up and coming months, and especially in July. Me and him are going to show the world. We're going to show Texas what a truly violent revolution is.
Hell yeah. Out of curiosity, do you prefer being a singles wrestler, or do you prefer tag team?
Oh, I prefer tag team, 100%, hands down, without a doubt. If I have a chance to have a singles match, or if I can have a match where Fury's in my corner, every single time it's going to be a tag match. And the reason being why is sometimes there are small, very few cases where I am just not enough. And I need Fury in my corner. And I need that man. Because he has my back. I know when I need his back and he needs mine, we're there for each other. No matter what.
I gotcha. So tag team gold is on your mind right now, no?
Absolutely. Everywhere. I don't know if tag team gold's ever going to happen at AAPW, but we are gunning for it at Contender Series. We are gunning for it at Death in the Family. Everywhere we go, we are going for gold. There is no stopping us.
Oh yeah. But you were able to capture singles gold at one point. You were the social media champion, no?
I was able to, rightfully so, earn the social media championship from Hucklebuck Jenkins, Uncle Huck. I was a little bit devious in how I won it, but I will say, as I hope the fans will say as well, that I earned it rightfully so.
hey, it's not cheating if you don't get caught.
Exactly. If the ref doesn't see it and the ref doesn't count it, it's legal. It's fine. It's not cheating.
Yeah, I mean, if it was cheating, you would have, gotten disqualified. You didn't get disqualified. You actually won the match.
You're damn right I did.
But what's that moment mean to you to actually win that championship?
It was a very big moment for me. I wanted to hold on to that belt for a lot longer than what I did, but I'm still proud of the time that I held that championship belt. It was the first belt I had won, and I was a little bit on of a losing streak right before that belt, but as soon as I had the chance to, because it was a really great moment too, because a buddy of mine named Isaac Morales um, had him had Hucklebuck Jenkins on his shoulders, and I just ran up and claymored the ever loving hell out of Hucklebuck and took his belt from him that night. And then I proved that I earned it the following night when he challenged me back again for it. And I loved having that. I do miss it, honestly. Although I think right now I'm not going to shoot for the social media championship. If there was a belt that I was going to shoot for, it would definitely be the heavyweight title at AAPW. Currently, my friend Dramadeus has that, and I might make some.
Hmm. I know, a Bull Madrid holds a couple of titles in APW as well.
I'm sorry?
I know Bull Madrid holds a couple of titles as well.
Yes. I'm not sure if he holds any titles right now, but he was a double champ for quite a while at AAPW.
Yes. But I mean, having your first championship, be in AAPW, obviously your home promotion, does that kind of add to, that moment being a bit sweeter?
Oh, it definitely was. It was definitely a moment where I got to show the fans specifically that I was not to be messed around with. That I was here and I was just going to go further. And that's exactly what I've been doing.
Was that a moment you took in the moment, or is it something that kind of sets in afterwards? Like, wow, I actually did that.
I don't think I fully realized that I had won that belt till I walked in my front door that night. As soon as I got home, and I carried that in with me, um, and I got to display it right in front of my TV, and it was just a surreal moment having it be home with me and being able to take care of it. It was God, I love that title so much. It was such a good time.
Well, you had a brutal two
Hello?
out of three tables match with King Cortez, no?
Yeah. So I kind of briefly talked on it a little bit beforehand, but King Cortez, the Master Chief, he definitely he rocks my shit, man. I don't want to say it was an illegal move, but he got me up on those ropes, and I had put him through a couple of tables at that point in time as well, and we he kind of stacked those two up together, and he choke slammed me through those two tables, and that hurt. That hurt a lot. That put me out for 4 weeks.
Do you think we'll see that rivalry renewed in the future?
I'm sorry.
Do you
I'm
think?
sorry. I'm so sorry. You're cutting it out a little bit.
Oh, no worries. Do you think that we will see that rivalry renewed?
No, I don't think so for a couple of reasons. Um, he definitely messed me up back then, and then when he joined Masterclass, I really hated that as well. because I just had to go up against him, and I had to relive every single time I was in that ring with him, just thinking of looking around me. If there's a table around and King Cortez is in the ring, whoo, I was scared. But it was I don't think I'm ever gonna bark up that tree again. He is just one hell of a man. But who knows? Who knows what the future holds? I could go and try and get a little payback on King Cortez, the Master Chief himself.
Hell yeah. Another interesting match you were in was a pumpkin patch match. Can you tell us about that and what exactly a pumpkin patch match is?
So a pumpkin patch match is where you have around 8 to 12 pumpkins. It doesn't really need 8 or 12 pumpkins, but it's the more pumpkins you have, the better it is, because the more toys that you have in a match to use at any given point in time, it's just so much fun. I think one of my favorite moments from that match is when me and Fury were able to slam Gold onto a pumpkin onto his back, and we put the stem up top directly into his spine. It was such a great moment. I loved it so much. One of the not so fun moments of that match was definitely when Gold did a coast to coast with a pumpkin on my head. That was not such fun, but it was still a good match. I will say this though: if you have a pumpkin fight match, don't use 2-day-old pumpkins. It gets very, very slippery in that ring.
Some unpredictable hazards in the match.
Absolutely, definitely, because you got your grunt, you got like the shell of the pumpkin itself, and all of its guts just sprued out around the mat, and it's just super, super slippery.
I gotcha. Now, one thing that I noticed, early on in your career is that you had a mask, like a skull mask. But
I did.
You haven't had it for quite some time. What was, how did you acquire the mask, and why did you drop the mask?
So I actually was walking in the woods one day, and I was just kind of praying to Odin, and I was just like, I need something. I need something to guide me. And when I looked down, I found that skull that the mask is made of, and I took that skull home, and I had these Renaissance fair horns that a buddy of mine had made me, and they were gonna go onto a hat that I had set up previously. And as I was looking at this skull, I was like, let me just work on this for a minute. And I deboned it out. I had let it dry, and I was able to put the horns on there exactly how I wanted. And as soon as I had it, I felt this power that it gave me, and it was a surreal moment because it was the gods telling me that this is the right move. And sadly, actually, that mask broke. I don't remember who it was, but I was in a match of some kind, and I had the mask on one of the turnbuckles, or not the turn, but one of the posts up high to praise my gods and to show everyone that Odin is here and he loves you. And as I finish the match and I come off and I'm walking down the steps and I'm reaching up for it, and I grab it and I pull it off, it hits the mat and the horn itself just breaks. And I immediately just was so filled with so much sadness and anger about what had happened to it, because it meant so much to me, that since then I have put it away, and I put away the idea of going out and finding another skull to make another one, just because of the reason is I don't. When you have something one time and it's just so amazing, and then you have it a second time and it's like, it's not as cool. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't fit the same way that the first one did. It's not the same. And so that's why I haven't had a second one.
I gotcha. No, I completely get that. But do you think that, obviously you're not really entertaining the idea right now, but maybe we'll see a different rendition or version that's maybe not a skull or something different in the future?
I have a couple of family heirlooms that have been calling my name for a while now. And the only reason why I have not donned them and why I have not shown them to the world and why I have not used their influence and used their power to go on to something greater is simply because of Lincoln Fury. Because I have him and because there's so much going on there right now at this point in time that I don't need that extra validation. I don't need that extra power. And maybe after this next match at AAPW, I might find a need for it again. I might not. Definitely depends.
May I ask, what is your ancestry?
So I am Scandinavian. I am Welsh. I'm a little bit German. But my ties are definitely true in their nature of Viking heritage. And I've got a lot of family up north. We've got a lot of family in a lot of different places, and we definitely travel a whole lot around the world.
Out of curiosity, have you thought about wrestling up in those Scandinavian countries? Because there is a wrestling scene up there, if you didn't know.
It would be a dream come true to me if I could go back to where my grandparents came from and where my family's family came from and showed them what I've learned here in Texas in the United States. Um, right now, I don't think that's a possibility, but in the future, I definitely don't. I definitely see it as a venue that I might um, go out and look into a little bit more.
Hell yeah. Starbuck in Finland, the godfather of Finnish pro wrestling. Um, Now, one thing that you mentioned was Renaissance fairs. Is that something you frequent often?
I try to do it. Sadly, because wrestling takes up so much time, I haven't been able to do it in this last year or two. But I will always say that the best Renaissance fair to go to is the Sherwood Forest Fair in Texas. It's amazing. It's owned by a great couple of people. It's such a fun time, and there's actually a building in Sherwood Forest Fair where you can go and get your runes read, and it was such a surreal moment too because it allowed me to connect with my ancestors on such a more surreal moment. Like I always do rune readings every Friday night. I get my shrine all put together, I give my offerings, and I read my runes. And going along what they tell me to do is what I do. But Sherwood Forest Fair, it's such an amazing place. It's a lot of loving people. There's so many things to do in that place as well. It's incredible.
Other than the readings, what is your favorite thing to do at the Renaissance fair?
Probably the axe throwing, if I'm being honest. I spend most of my time over there. That or in one of the pubs in one of the taverns. I like to go drinking a lot. Um, there's a couple other fair games that they have. Like they always got the hit the hammer as hard as you can, see how far it flies up. That's always a fun one. They always got some live jousting or some knights fighting there as well. It's a great time, great place to be around. Um, they also have a lot of falconry there. Like they'll just have falcons flying around and eating from people's hands. It's a great moment.
Wow. I know that they usually have giant turkey legs now.
Yes, yes, they do. If you go there, you have to get a turkey leg. I will say though, if you do go there, as you walk right through the front gate, off to the right hand side, there is this shop. I forget who owns the shop, but it is this person who handcrafts these giant mugs. And every single time that I've gone to Sherwood Forest Fair, I have bought a mug from this person. I think I've got like almost 10 of them now, and they're so big, and they're all made out of clay. They're all handmade, and my favorite three that I have currently is I've got a really tall black one with a bunch of skull and bones just covering every side of it. And then I've got this one that is literally just an entire skull, and he's got two giant eyes poking out the front of it, and he's got a little snarl with some missing teeth as well. It's just a great mug.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah, I highly suggest it.
I think it's time for Nord's Bizarre Adventure. You're a pro wrestler that goes up and down the roads, and weird, crazy, and bizarre things are bound to happen. Can you tell us a road story that fits that description?
Yes, I can. So it was me, my wife, it was Lincoln Fury, it was Tina effin' Nix, and it was Mokele. We were all in the car, and we were driving to Death in the Family, and we had the entire trunk filled up with not our luggage, not our gear, but chairs, a giant spool of barbed wire. We had a street sign. We had a couple of metal just boards back there, and then on our roof, we had a very janky table strapped onto the top of it, and we had to pull over 4 separate times because the straps on the table had become loose. Like it was not a good. It was a very, very stupid situation to be in, and I was the one driving, and I almost killed us like 5 times. Where the wind would just catch the table and lift up a little bit and slam back into the car, and the whole car would just rattle. It was terrifying. Oh, but we got to the venue and we got everything strapped down. We all kind of just took a moment after that. We're like, Jesus Christ, we need to stop for a minute. This is too much.
Yeah, I imagine that it's always an interesting experience having the freak demon in a car with yourself.
Absolutely, it is always a wild moment.
It's good that you didn't get pulled over by like the cops or anything. Like, what you got in there?
Yeah, no, we as we were driving down that road, we were making jokes. It's like, if there's ever time to be pulled over, it is not right now because there is so much shit in the trunk. Oh, it was a terrifying moment too.
But definitely a crazy adventure to say the least.
Absolutely.
You mentioned it earlier. You're a theater kid as well.
Yeah.
How has that helped you as a pro wrestler? And what would you say was some of your favorite roles that you've played?
So when I was a theater kid, I was the one who was building the sets. I didn't do any of the acting. I barely even read off any scripts in the actual class itself. I was the one who was really just putting together the stages. But I got to learn like how to improvise. I learned how to improv a whole lot, and that really helped me out, especially when the gods themselves are coming down to me and they're telling me a direction to go, but my heart's not in it. Like what's going on with me and Fury right now. I love Fury, and the gods, they want me to put him down in the ground, and I don't know if that's gonna happen. I don't know if that's gonna happen this next Rising at AAPW. But it definitely it helped me think about what they were telling me to do and how to progress on and how to move on from following their directions. And maybe it's the fact that I haven't followed their directions to a T of why I've been on a little bit of a losing streak this last kind of month or so. It's just because they're not favoring me. They're not watching me as much as they used to, and it's hurtful. It's really hurtful.
I gotcha. But you were on the production side of things. What exactly was you making? Like, a lot of those things could be very intricate.
Yeah, I think the most intricate thing that I made was a door that was supposed to fall down. That one was really hard because you had to like make the hinges where like you could open it regularly as a door in one scene and then quickly just kind of like change them around a little bit so that the door would fall down straight in another scene. But I mean, other than that, that side really has kind of helped me in um, not anywhere else in wrestling because we don't make anything fake. Everything's real. If you're getting put through a table, you're getting put through a table. It's not like it's sawed underneath. It's not. It's just a full table you buy at Walmart. It sucks. But the improv that I was taught by my theater teacher really helped me with improvising on the spot in wrestling.
I gotcha. Well, I mean, what you know, skills like that. We talked about the mask. Like, is there an opportunity to make props or something for you in pro wrestling?
That has definitely helped. I don't commission a lot of my gear to be made. A lot of the time, I go out and I go to Renaissance fairs, or I go to different shops and I find pieces of clothing to take and bring back home and change and make in my own discretion, in my own way.
Hmm, that's interesting. So you make all your gear.
Yeah. So the fur pieces that you see a lot around my waist or on my shoulders, those I've gotten from shops and places like that. Um, the half kilt that you see me wearing a lot in the early of my career, and I'm kind of bringing it back right now as well. That I actually took and it was a full kilt, and I was like, I don't like the look of this, and so I just started cutting it up. And then I had my beautiful fiance do a lot of the line work and drawing for my name and everything else to be on those types of things.
I'm glad you're bringing back the half kilt because that was a very striking aesthetic.
It was a choice because I wanted people to know where I'm from. I wanted people to see the Irish, the Welsh side of where my people come from and the side of the Scandinavians that isn't really shown. And I wanted it to be a presence there, and I wanted my entrance to, as I'm walking out, like, oh shit, he's not here to play around. He's gonna fuck you up. That's exactly what I wanted, and that's exactly what I made.
Hell yeah. I think it's time for the colossal question. Let's say they're making a movie about you. Every movie has a soundtrack. What would be the first three songs on your movie soundtrack?
The first three songs. All right. So this kind of takes me back a little bit. I'm actually going to look them up so I don't get them wrong.
Okay, that's fine.
The first song that I would say would play would either be Run by a band named Sklad, Sakld, or a song that's called Odin, also by the same band named Sklad. And the reason being why is before I did anything with wrestling, before I did anything with the Marine Corps, my daily routine would be I would put on my headphones, and I would I'd put on my motorcycle helmet. I would hop on my 883 Iron Sportster, and I would just drive in the northern parts of Maine, listening to those two songs and listening to their soundtrack, just telling myself that everything's going to be okay and that there's a plan. There's a plan, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I would have to say for the second song, um, it's one that I found recently. It's not one that has been in my life for a very long time, but it's one that I don't think you could tell the Ironhide story without, and that would be oh, there you are. Awful Fall by Stolen Babies. It's its soundtrack is a very same mimicker of how I feel in my brain, and of how the just if you listen to it, you can tell that this was made by someone who's genuinely insane. Like, you can't make the shit up that they say in there. You can't make up the tempos that they play in there. Everything feels like it's crushing down on you and exploding at the same exact time. And it's such an amazing song. I will have to say, though, that ending, if it was a movie and it was ending it out, it would probably be Hellbound by Autumn Kings.
Okay. Well, definitely a solid 3 picks to say the least. Now that we have the soundtrack down, everybody knows you get the soundtrack first, then you write the script, and then you go to casting. Who plays you? And you can't say yourself because you are obligated to make a Stan Lee-esque cameo.
That's hard. That's hard. I don't know his name. I don't think he even acts. I don't think he's ever been in a movie. But someone who I saw in a video, and you can still find this video today if you just look up Viking Techno on YouTube. There is a man who has damn near my same beard, damn near my same haircut, blonde eyes or blue eyes, blonde hair, and I think he would fit the role completely.
Okay.
But other than that, I don't know of a name star that I would put into that role.
Hey, I'm sure if we throw enough money at him, he'll learn how to act.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Although if you've seen that man's dance moves, he could probably act. I have no doubt in my mind that he could act.
All right. Well, we're already a leg up. Now that we have you casted, every movie has a supporting cast. Who is 3 people significant to you and your story that would be in your movie, and who would play them?
Ooh. Oh, that's hard. Oh, that's so hard. The 3 people I know immediately. It's Lou Cameron, Mo Kelly, and Lincoln Fury. If I'm being so honest, I need more than 3, honestly, because to tell the story of Nord Ironhide, you need Cruz Casanova in there.
Okay.
I don't know who would play those roles. I'm not even going to give it a shot because those men that I just named are bigger than life, and I don't know if anyone could play them better than themselves.
Well, we could definitely leave it up to casting, or if, Lou doesn't like who's casted, he could beat them up and play the role himself.
You're not wrong. He probably would.
And shout out to Lou and Mo, friends of the show as well.
Absolutely.
Either way, it's sounding like a great movie, a blockbuster to say the least, and you could pre-order the tickets now.
Yeah, you really could. You really could.
Yes. Now onto a controversial subject: pineapple on pizza. What's your stance?
Love it. I think it's delicious. I think you could not describe a better pizza. Although I think, if you're being honest, if you're having a pineapple on pizza already, you need to have your ham, so you get a little bit of protein from that, and throw in some bell peppers. Throw in some bell peppers to get a little bit of crunch. Honestly, either like some green or some yellow ones. And I think you got the perfect pizza right there.
Okay, so very pro pineapple on pizza. What's your spirit Pokemon?
See, I want to be egotistical, and I want to say Charmander. I really, really do. But if I'm being so honest, probably Psyduck.
Okay.
If I took a test, it'd probably be Psyduck.
Well, I mean, hey, no shame to Psyduck. I mean, it's a powerful Pokemon, I would say.
Yeah,
Just has
he's got
headaches.
the whole Mind Blast.
Yeah. Now we love the late great Tracy Smothers on the show. Do you know the acronym for Doug? THUG.
I do not.
T is for terrible. H is for hell. U is for ugly. And G is for jail. 'Cause a Doug can't spell.
That's funny as hell. Oh, I love that.
Yes, we love the late great Tracy Smothers on the show, trying to keep the memory alive. And if you don't know who he is, he's definitely worth a Google, I would say.
He's definitely on the list. I've got a mile long list of people in history that I need to learn and relearn. Just because half the time I learn something and then I get smacked on the concrete and it flies out my brain.
I get that. I mean, you're looking at literally over 100 years of pro wrestling, so you have a bit of a ways to go there.
A long ways to go. You're definitely right about that.
Weirdest question you'll be asked on a wrestling interview, hopefully. Would you ever consider wrestling a Rock? Not Dwayne Johnson, not the country, an actual physical Rock.
I think I could have a good match with a Rock. I think if you stuck a medium sized to big size, just big heavy boulder in the middle of the ring, I think I could do something. I might be able to get it up for a German suplex. I might be able to throw it out of the ring and do a count out and win that way. I think we could have a good match there.
Well, just for context, there is a wrestler named Psycho Mike that indeed wrestled a Rock for over 15 minutes in a Tungsten Man match. That's an Arm Man match that lasts for 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yes.
I need to get myself signed up for one of those.
Well, I don't believe the promoter is running anymore. He's too busy wrestling himself, so
Oh, good for him.
yes, but it was definitely a moment in time that we will never forget. But on a more serious note, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Doing exactly what I'm doing right now. Building myself up, building up other people around me, wrestling, just hitting the board hard, just going after promotion to promotion to promotion and hunting for gold.
And what is a match people should go out of their way to see that best shows off you as a pro wrestler?
I would have to say, if you got 10 minutes in your day and you're thinking to yourself, I want to watch a Nord Ironhide match, it's going to have to be the one where me and Bull Madrid met at Baracho. We had 7 minutes of hell, and he put me through 7 minutes of hell, and I put him through 7 minutes of hell. It was honestly an amazing match.
Can we find that on YouTube?
I believe so, yeah. You should be able to find that on YouTube.
Perfect. If it is indeed on YouTube, I can grab it and put a link to it in the description of the video below. For anybody that hasn't seen it, wants to see it, wants to re-see it after this interview. And since we are nearing the conclusion of this interview, we are wrestling with the 8 questions of doom.
Dun, dun, dun.
This is our speed round, our bonus round, the round where we see who you really are. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Excluding yourself, greatest wrestler of all time.
Roddy Piper.
Worst wrestler.
Ryback.
You're main eventing WrestleMania for the World Championship. Who is your opponent?
In a perfect world, Lincoln Fury.
Hell yeah. If you could come out to anyone's entrance music, past or present, who would it be?
It would my mind is drawing a blank. I just got done with a workout. Excuse me. I don't remember his name, but it would be no, actually, Rhea Ripley's theme song. Currently.
Okay.
By Motionless in White. I can't remember the exact name of it.
I believe it's Brutality.
Yep, it is Brutality. That's exactly what it is. Yep. Sorry, it took me a second.
No worries. Finish the sentence. Kayfabe is...
The truth?
We would have also accepted. Tastes great on toast.
Fair enough.
Squash. Vegetable or fruit?
Vegetable?
It is indeed a fruit. It has seeds.
Oh yeah, because it's got the seeds inside.
Yes, that is correct. New Japan wrestler Tai Chi. His ring gear gets smaller every year, revealing more of himself to the world. My question, what is the appropriate trunks to butt cheek ratio for ring gear?
All your ass hanging out. Every single inch hanging out. There should be no ratio. It should be a thong.
Okay, so basically the sexy Eddie cut.
Absolutely.
Okay. And the last question, the main event, the thing everybody wants to know. Have you ever had a conversation with a stranger in a supermarket about Darby Allin?
No, I haven't. Which is very surprising because most Darby Allin conversations happen either in car rides or right before a show. There's always a fan somewhere who is just like, "Oh shit, look what he just did!" And I'm gonna be honest, I want to do a lot of the stuff that Darby Allin does. Like, I have so much respect for that man and every inch of what he does with everything that he does. I think it's amazing. I think it's poetry in the air. It's so amazing.
So not in the supermarket, correct?
Not in the supermarket, sadly.
And that is the correct answer. And that will conclude this interview. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this with me.
Absolutely.
Once again, where can we find you on social media and merchandise?
You can find me at Nord Ironhide on Instagram, on TikTok, and on Facebook. You can buy my merch at the shows that I'm at. I'm going to be at AAPW, I'm going to be at Barat Show, and I'm going to be at Death in the Family in July.
Perfect. And you don't have to go looking for it. All of the links to all his social media will be in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox. Simply click the link. A new tab will appear on whatever device you are on. you have no excuse. Give him a damn follow. And if you're at a show, buy a damn shirt. Of course, thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment. But on YouTube and Castbox, this was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us next Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews, and follow the show at Wrestling with E, both on X, Thread, and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesJ993. Alright, when I say wrestling wit, you say entertainment, okay?
Got it.
For our special guest, Nord Ironhide, Kaliko Yacht, Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with
Entertainment.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.